Okay, normally we play this little game where we count the other RVs and travel trailers that we see when we're driving to our destination. So far, we've only seen one, and that's us. We got delayed one day. That put us here for 2 nights, which means today is really the only day that we have to explore the park. And 2/3 of the park is closed, including the headquarters. There's ice everywhere. This almost reminds me of one of those premium type campsites you'd find at a KOA somewhere or something like that. As my father would say, it's colder than a well digger's ass. I'm gonna get a campfire going. So, it's time for me to test out a new toy that I just got. Welcome to Mother Neff State Park, one of the OGs in the state park system here in Texas. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it because of the weather conditions, but from what we did see, I would say this is switchback tested, Mother Neff approved. Here we go again. Looks like a beautiful day, right? Well, it is here in San Antonio. We just had a winter storm that's over now, meaning it's over here in San Antonio. We're driving up north where it's still kind of going on. We're heading up to Mother Neff State Park, which is about 90 miles north of Austin, Texas, and 170 miles north of where we live in San Antonio. If you've done any significant amount of traveling in Texas, you've almost certainly been on Interstate Highway 35 through Central Texas, and the construction is endless. In the early 1900s, this was a major north-south path in Texas, known as State Highway 2, eventually becoming IH-35. I guess the 35 indicates the number of centuries before it's actually completed. We decided to take a chance and drive straight through Austin instead of the toll road that bypasses it. It wasn't bad at all. We're going to be back up here in April at McKinney Falls State Park. I'm looking forward to that. Now, the weather. Our plan was to leave on a Monday morning. Sunday evening, we got a call from the staff at Mother Neff State Park strongly suggesting we delay our trip a day or two because of the hazardous road conditions and the icy weather. So me, being crazy but not stupid, decided to leave Tuesday morning instead, which was a good idea, but we still had to take precautions. I had already topped off 3 propane tanks to ensure we had enough heat for this trip. And of course, I had to take it slow. For the 3 of you that took a look at my Garner State Park video, you may remember me mentioning that Mrs. Switchback prefers winter camping. Well, thus far, our winter camping has been with lows in the 40s. We were expecting lows in the teens on this trip. My plan was to run the furnace at night and play it by ear during the day. We have full hookups, so the gray tank will be left open and faucets will be running at night. Makes sense to me. Someone doesn't really care, as long as he's fed. Mother Neff State Park has quite a story behind it. We wouldn't be able to explore like we normally would. We'll make do. But first, we needed to check in. I wonder if I was supposed to pull in this way. Hi, we're checking in.
Okay.
Was I supposed to pull in here?
Out there.
Welcome to Mother Neff State Park. And as much as I don't want to, I'll refrain from the mother jokes, for a while anyway. At almost 400 acres, located in the floodplain of the Leon River, just on the outskirts of the Texas Hill Country, 4 habitats are found here: Leon River bottomlands, lower ravines, higher ravines, and upper prairie, all blanketed with cedars, mesquites, and various oaks. Now, this is known as the very first Texas state park, but it wasn't open to the public until 1937. Many state parks were open before then: Abilene, Blanco, Lake Corpus Christi, Bonham, Palo Duro Canyon, Goose Island, just to name a few. So why is it called the oldest? Well, allow me to elaborate. You knew I would. The one and only Isabella Eleanor Shepard was born in Roanoke, Virginia in 1830, married Noah Neff in 1854, and after only being married a few days, they said, "Hey, let's move to Texas, because why not?" 7 weeks later, they arrived by carriage to Belton, Texas, and settled in and around the vicinity, eventually rearing 9 children, 18 grandchildren, and 7 great-grandchildren. The youngest of their 9 children, Pat, became a school teacher, lawyer, president of Baylor University, and eventually elected governor of Texas in 1921. Papa Noah passed on before seeing his son occupy the governor's mansion, but Mother Neff lived in the mansion until she passed that same year, 1921. As part of her will, 6 acres of her favorite section of the family's countryside was donated to the state, with the intention and wish to make it into public protected land. That was her desire from the get-go. Governor Neff made it into Neff Memorial Park. So it's now a park, right? Yes. However, the Texas State Parks Board didn't get established until 1923, with the clear purpose of securing public land for recreational use and to preserve its natural and cultural beauty. And throughout this being established, what was waiting in the wings? The little 6-acre Neff Memorial Park, on land donated not to a city, not to a county, but to the state of Texas, becoming the foundation of our state parks. See where I'm going with this? That's why it's referred to as the oldest state park in Texas. Because Mother knows best, right? The land was deeded to the public, and the expansion was underway in 1934 after additional donations of 250 acres from Pat Neff himself and 3 1/3 acres from a gentleman named F.P. Smith. Enter Civilian Conservation Corps Company 817, who tirelessly worked on the park until 1938, constructing roads, a recreational hall, a rock tabernacle, and a stone water tower that could hold 11,000 gallons of water at the time it was built. It now serves as an observation tower. We didn't see any of this on our stay here. It was inaccessible. I wasn't happy about this, but I'm also not going to run home and cry to Mother about it either. In 2012, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department acquired an additional 142 acres, and in 2015, a new cut limestone headquarters and interpretive center was opened to complement the early CCC structures within the park. All of this makes up the present 399-acre Mother Neff State Park. So there you go, the oldest state park in Texas. Now go listen to your mother. We did need to set up and get the trailer warmed up. At the time of our arrival, it was around 35 degrees. As we would soon find out, ice and snow don't exactly melt quickly in these conditions. And with the night temps dipping into the teens, we were in for quite an experience. But that doesn't deter us. We still have to conduct business, you know, switchback style. Rain, sleet, snow, ice, a hurricane, an earthquake, a volcano. You know where we're going. And I'm gonna have an ice cream. Foiled again. It looks like tonight, maybe because of all the ice, I'm not sure, but we just drove 12 miles to eat at Dairy Queen. And the lobby's closed. It's drive-through only. We don't do the drive-through at Dairy Queen. We dine in. I don't do drive-thrus, especially at Dairy Queen, especially when I want to get an ice cream in 31-degree weather. La Hacienda. Here we go. What a beautiful, chilly morning. We are in campsite 14. What's happening, Nomer Pile? Did you pack your skivvies? So, today is Wednesday. We should have got here Monday, but there's an Arctic front that swept over Texas, and a lot of the roads were iced over and closed, and as you can see, not everything has melted yet. We are in Moody, Texas, or McGregor. I'm not really sure. My weather app on my phone says that we're in McGregor. The Mother Neff address is listed in Moody, so we're in one or the other. I don't really care because this is all the same. Right now it is 33 degrees. It's been in the low 20s at night. I've done a few preventative things to kind of keep the hoses from freezing over. I kept the water dripping last night in the trailer. Actually, it was a very light stream, and I opened up the gray tank just to keep a constant flow, and it's worked. The park has a warmer for the pipe here. And yeah, so I'm just keeping it dripping. Again, I opened up the gray tank just to make sure that there's a constant flow. And we did great. It was fine. We were warm. I was told that this was a fantastic site, number 14. And I can see why. It's laid out very nicely. This fine little gravel here, they come through and rake it every day, or between visitors. It's pretty fantastic. But yeah, we've had the snow here since we arrived yesterday. I'm not sure if it's going to melt today or not. Probably not. They don't have a whole lot of RV sites here at this park. I think there's 20, 21. I'm not sure, but there's not a whole lot. I made these reservations about 4 months ago, not really sure what the weather was going to do. I certainly didn't expect this, but it's been an experience. Kind of fun, actually. Our intention was to stop over here at Mother Neff on our way to Lake Whitney State Park, which we'll be going to tomorrow for the 4th annual Dillo Days event with Dude RV and a few other people. Should be fun. I think the weather is supposed to get colder even by the time that comes around, so we'll see how that goes. How you doing there, DQ Dillo? So yes, this is a great campsite. We have a fire pit here with a charcoal grill attached to it. We have a metal picnic table. And this is just a fantastic pull-through site. They do have back-end sites here and pull-throughs. They're just sort of scattered. We do have full hookups here at this campsite. We have 20, 30, and 50 amp power. We are getting about 36 channels with our antenna here, so Mrs. Switchback is really happy. But yeah, it's a gorgeous campsite. We're gonna have to come back here when the weather is a little bit more compromising. I did bring the Weber, but I'm not gonna use that for here. I'm gonna wait till we get to Lake Whitney State Park to use that. One thing I should note, and I knew this before I came in, although I thought it was a little bit more of a hike to get to, but right behind our campsite is an old CCC water fountain. That is really cool. Right behind our campsite. Behind it over here, this is where the old bell used to be. So this is a pretty interesting campsite here. We got some historical structures right behind our trailer. But it's a beautiful day today. The skies are absolutely clear. We had some overcast yesterday, but it is just gorgeous today. It is chilly though. Some parts of this park are shut down for renovation, and the trails, from my understanding, are a huge muddy mess because of all of the ice and snow that's been melting and then refreezing and then melting again. So I'm going to be going on a couple of trails later, and we'll see how that goes. But it's really beautiful out here. There's a little bit of road noise, but that's all right. I don't mind that. Just a really nice state park. There's only one other camper here besides us and the park host, and that's it. So I'm going to get up now and go back inside the trailer and have a little coffee, and then I'll probably do some walking around and driving and maybe hiking a little bit, because if there's one thing I've learned in the last 5 or 6 minutes, it's that when you're in very, very cold temperatures sitting on a table that's made of metal, you no longer have any feeling in your backside or your upper thighs. So I'm going to try and get up and go into the trailer and warm up a little bit. Spoiler alert, the section of the park closed for renovation wasn't the only area closed. The headquarters were closed off to walk-ins, which means the visitor center was closed as well. It finally opened up in the afternoon, but as we would soon find out, there was only one trail that hadn't closed, and that was the pond trail that runs right near the camping loop. Oh, and the road that leads to the 3 main attractions was barricaded off as well. So, we basically had the area of the camping loop to peruse, and that's pretty much it. But I can't be mad at that. Everything happens for a reason, and we just enjoy being out and about. What I can be mad about is the fact that we didn't get to eat at Dairy Queen last night. It would take me days to get over this because we knew there were no Dairy Queens within 40 miles of our next destination, Lake Whitney. So, a few things were just not in the cards on this trip. It happens. We also didn't see a lot of wildlife here, even though we know it's in abundance, no doubt, due to the weather. But then again, I have another theory about that. Cutting this trip a day short meant that someone had to make up for some lost time. Seen here imagining a new DQ treat called Raw Venison Blizzard, Cooper, the snow leopard, is the real reason for the absence of wildlife here, not the weather. Also absent, in case you haven't noticed, are human beings. People, animals, here one day, gone the next. All coinciding with Cooper's arrival. It'll never be proven though, because Cooper, ever the artful dodger, leaves no trace, no evidence. It's as if the wildlife never even existed. You see, Cooper doesn't go out at night when the sun goes down. The sun sets when Cooper tells it to. Cooper once showed up at a state park and caused so much terror, it's now a state asylum. Cooper calls this travel trailer the real pet carrier. The loud rumbling noise we've been hearing here, powerful enough to shake the ground and rattle the windows and heard up to 20 miles away, isn't the nearby SpaceX facility. It's Cooper's stomach growling. National Geographic, the Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, and the Pentagon have Cooper on speed dial. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, always be aware that there are eyes upon you and an appetite that's seemingly never ending. Right next to our campsite, we have a trail that supposedly leads to a pond. So I guess we'll check it out. Foot traffic only. So I'm not going to be bringing the e-bike out here. CCC Company 817 had their barracks right here. I think there were 40 barracks that they used. So back in the day, they used a bell such as this to alert the CCC workers of something going on, something happening. This is not the original site of the bell. That's actually right behind our campsite, right near the water fountain that I showed you earlier. That's pretty cool. But yes, they utilize this bell to alert the workers of anything going on. It was restored in 2018, I believe, and moved to this site right here. So this is where the road noise is coming from, right at the park boundary here. Interestingly enough, this is also the site where they had their flagpole. It is very muddy out here, where the snow and ice melt is still occurring. Deer tracks and coyote, maybe? They must have heard Coop was coming and hauled ass. I've always enjoyed these bird viewing blinds. Of course, my favorite was the one we saw at Blanco State Park, but this is very nice. Overlooks the pond. There's ice everywhere. Pretty slippery too, but it is melting. The temperature has jumped up to 40, so it's very comfortable. It's not bad at all. But yeah, this ice is still pretty slippery in spots, like right here. Even further up, Dallas-Fort Worth, they still have snow ice that hasn't melted yet. So my sister lives in Fort Worth, and she hasn't left her house since Friday. But Everything is just a muddy mess right now on this trail. I'm gonna have to take off my shoes before I enter the trailer. I guess the headquarters says reopened. It is about 50 degrees right now. So there is still ice and snow on the ground, but the headquarters is now open. And the bathhouse, I went and tested it out this morning because, you know, I got to test out the bathhouse. And it was very nice, very hot. Unfortunately, the bathhouse itself was about the same temperature as it was outside. So once the hot water was turned off, every molecule and living cell within my body came alive. And it was cold. That was a very quick drying off. Looks like they have one of those little libraries here where you can take a book or leave a book. Always a nice little amenity at these parks. Looks like we have some CCC barbecue pits or grilling pits right over here behind the bathhouse. The remnants of the CCC are all over the place, and it's really fascinating, as always. It's not that slippery.
It is slippery over there. I was trying to take a photo of that.
Mrs. Switchback walking on the ice or the snow.
I walk on the grass.
And she's not even wearing socks.
Well, it was why'd you bring me here if it's sticky?
We still got some ice on the roads in some of the shadier spots, but everything's kind of melting away. It's about 45 degrees now. And it looks like we have another closure. So you've pretty much seen all of Mother Neff that's open right now, which is to say about a third of it. We really do have to come back here. I did want to do a proper video of this park. I just not really much to do right now. Yeah, so this is our camping loop, and to say these campsites are nice would be an understatement. If it's a back in or a pull through, it doesn't really matter. These are fantastic campsites. I would stay in any one of them. They're a lot better than the Texas Parks and Wildlife website would have you believe. as is the case most of the time. But yeah, this camping loop here has, I think, 19 or 20 campsites. And they're all very meticulous. And as you can see, we have the park host here occupying one campsite. And then we have another campsite that's occupied here, number 3. And then there's us, the switchback crew. Only ones here. The trail that goes to the tower and the trail that goes to the wash pond are closed. I just checked. The road that goes to them is closed already. We knew that. But the actual trail that takes you to those two things and the cave, it's all closed. So we're just going to be hanging back at the campsite. I do have some wood. I'm going to get a campfire going. But the wood is kind of wet. So it's time for me to test out a new toy that I just got. This is the Thermo Maven propane torch. So this is a propane torch. This is not a paid thing. This is not a paid product. I bought this on my own. Apparently, it works by just screwing it in. There you go. We're gonna get this sumbitch lighted. Just hold it like that.
Okay.
Don't be moving it or doing all
I'm gonna do everything.
Good mom.
Well, you said not to move it.
The Thermo Maven propane torch. So now we got our flame, and then you can increase it. Shit. You know, I guess sometimes you just gotta cut your losses. So we're just gonna hang out with no fire, I guess. I'll keep trying, but this wood, it's gonna take a while to dry out. But yeah, I tried everything I could, short of gasoline. These campsites are top notch. I've really haven't seen any like these. They're just superb in every aspect. And they're full hookup. This is a gorgeous park. We're gonna have to come back here when the weather is a little more compromising. So it looks like we're just gonna be relaxing for a while. It is gorgeous out here. This is that part of Texas where the hills start to flatten out and you get more into the prairies and all that, but it's still beautiful out here. A buddy of mine's gonna stop by a little bit later. He lives in Belton, and he's gonna bring us some brisket sandwiches. I had planned on doing a little crock potting, some comfort food stuff, but I think this is gonna be a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What's better than Switchback Texans cooking?
Nothing.
Nothing. But we're appreciative nonetheless,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to it. I've known this guy since I was about 10 years old, so we're looking forward to that. forgot to mention, SpaceX is nearby. So we occasionally hear this rumbling noise that will actually shake the windows of the trailer. It's kind of cool, actually. We're about to leave Mother Neff State Park. I would like to mention that I did notice that there are no dump stations in this park. Now, every campsite has a full hookup, so essentially you have a dump station at every campsite, but I do not see a sign that says, "Do not drink the water." So we've been drinking the hell out of it. All right, Mother Neff State Park. That's a great park. I just wish we could have seen more of it. The three main attractions there, the wash pond, the water tower, and the cave. We didn't see any of them. Basically, what we experienced at Mother Neff State Park was our camping loop. But I will say this, that's a great little park. We are going to go back because it's just too nice not to. The history behind it, the scenery, the campsites are top-notch. Some of the best campsites I've ever seen. They're very meticulous in how they keep them maintained, and they are fantastic campsites. Every single one of them that I saw. There's only 20 campsites there for RVers. The weather was cold at night. During the day, it was pretty comfortable, but the ice just would not melt completely. It would start to melt, refreeze overnight, start to melt again, refreeze, making the trailways just a muddy mess. So it is what it is. You know, you can't help the weather. But we had a good time anyway. We always do when we're out and about. We always have a good time. Cooper has a good time too.
He did. He behaved very well.
Yeah. But anyway, we are headed over to Lake Whitney State Park for the 4th annual Dillo Days event. And that should be our next video. If you like these videos, hit the like button. If you want to be notified when my videos post, hit that notification bell. And I would like to thank all of you that have subscribed to my channel and those of you that watch my videos. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. And that'll do it for now. So until next time, Switchback Texan is out.